Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Starting off the week with something huge. Murphy's Magic has been teasing this product at least for a couple weeks. I know I've had it for like a week and a half. And so I've had a little bit of opportunity to play with it, but this is huge because what Murphy's has done is they've taken the idea of the Spirit Bell, right, and coupled it with Anverdi and given you an electronic, wireless Spirit Bell. What is that? What is a Spirit Bell? Well, I mean, if you've ever seen like a seance on TV, right, or some sort of like spooky thing with a fortune teller or a card reader, maybe there's a bell sitting on the table. In fact, even in the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland, there's a moment where Madame Leota says, if there's a spirit in the room, make yourself known by ringing the bell. So this is an ancient thing, okay? Ancient thing. So this is an electronic bell, okay, wireless, that you will have a remote to. It has a good distance on it. You don't need to be right next to it, right? It's gonna be sitting on your table. You're gonna be doing some sort of reading or some sort of seance or maybe just ESP thing or a thing with tarot. You're somehow doing mentalism or maybe a spooky themed Halloween party, something like that, right? This bell is sitting there as a prop, and then either through telekinesis or through a spirit, right? The bell will seemingly ring on its own. Murphy's has two versions of this. I have the standard version. Standard version is $295. The deluxe version is $395. But I can also tell you what comes in the deluxe version. But you want to see what is inside the box? Yeah, let's go. Now I have the standard version. I do not have the deluxe version, but as you can see, this box is pretty tall, right? There's a lot of room in here, and you have this like spooky hand reaching out and tapping the Spirit Bell. Inside the box, you are going to get a set of these cards. They have a fleur-de-lis on the back side, okay, double image, and they're just cardstock. They're a thick chipboard. They don't have any glide to them, but you're not using them like that. They are marked so that you will know what is inside. But you have a coffin, you have a snake, you have a old-timey doctor, you have an hourglass, and you can ascribe any meanings to these you want. You know, you're building your own routines here. You have a melted candle, a skull. Then you're going to move into the ESP symbols. You have a star, the square, you have a triangle, if you would rather use a triangle, or just add it. You have the plus, you have the wavy lines, and the circle. I also want to give you an idea of how big the remote is. So it's pretty much just that big, maybe a couple inches, right? And it's just a pressure switch, right? You're just pressing it. I can hear it clicking, and it's got a little battery compartment. And then of course the bell itself is going to charge by USB. It takes about an hour to charge the bell, and you'll get several hundred performances out of a single charge. Inside the box, you will have these three components: the base, the L bracket arm, and the bell hanging from the little chain. Now the cool thing about this is you can carry this disassembled, and you can even hand the pieces to a spectator and have them assemble it. They can screw it all together. This just screws into the base. The bell's just hanging here by a chain, right? And this is the sound it makes, right? If I can get the clanger, yeah, to move. So it's only that big, right? So it's not terribly huge. And once it's assembled, you know, you've already done your little piece of setup before your show even began. And just after the show, just remember to turn it back off and you're golden. Now the deluxe version comes with a swinging hammer mechanism, which gently strikes the bell all by itself. Comes with a spirit cabinet as well. It comes with a glass and a sponge ball for like a ball to wine glass effect. And it comes with gimmicks for floating objects. And I think it also comes with a black silk cloth. But again, that's the deluxe version, which is $395. So is it what I thought? Well, yeah, right? I mean, Murphy's Magic has put out some of these Anverdi things before. I've seen enough of these electronic devices to know that it would just look like a bell hanging from a chain and that you would activate it with a remote. And at the end of the day, that's all it is. So if we were to jump to the next question, how hard is this? It's not hard at all. You put it together, you turn it on, hit the remote button after you've charged it, and it makes the ding sound, okay? You can set it to a delay, or you can set it to ding as soon as you push the button. So it's got another setting, right? But that's it. So let's be clear. There's no magic here. This is not a magic trick, right? There's no magic trick here. This is a prop, and you are going to build a routine that fits your personality and the performance that you're doing through the creation of story that allows the bell to be effective. It's mysterious. People wonder how it's done, of course. It's still a moment of awe and wonder. However, it is not a trick in and of itself. It is a tool that you will use in your performances. So, how's the tutorial video? I know the tutorial videos are different. So the standard and the deluxe do have different videos. The video I watched was 1 hour and 42 minutes. It's Javier Fuemir in an all darkened environment. And first, he's gonna talk about what's inside the box, right? How to assemble it, how to charge it, where to place the remote when you perform. He's gonna show a performance with kind of like a small seance effect. And they've created a scene with candles and fragrances and mood music, and then after the performance, he's going to describe how they made that setup, how they created that environment, and then he's going to walk you through some additional ideas. So first, he'll do the seance routine that he did for the spectators. He'll tell you exactly how he did all that. Then he'll walk you through an ESP card routine, a witch hand routine, an ashes on the hand routine, a psychometry routine. He's going to talk about how you could use playing cards alongside the spirit bell. There's a spirit question and answer routine and a haunted watch routine. Of course, some of those other routines are going to require other objects that are not included in the box, right? Of course. Angles and inspectability. You know, I said earlier, the spectator can put it together. So that's inspected. There's nothing to find. They can't catch you out. It has a 360-degree full surrounded view. Okay, even if they tilted the bell up and looked inside, they're not going to see anything. The only thing you'd have to be wary of is, are they watching your hands as you push the button, right? Which is why you might want to have it on a delay, right? But everything is hidden within the wooden base, so there's nothing to find. There's no bad angles, and like I said earlier, it's easy to do, right? It's easy to do. Set up and reset. I already said it, right? You can set it up in advance and just leave it together. If you want, carry it together. You could leave it disassembled and carry it in the box that it comes in, or just have the spectators put it together right in front of you, right? The only thing you need to do is charge it, okay? Turn it on before you perform. That would be crucial. Turn it off and you're done, right? So nothing could be easier. So positives, there are so many positives. It's beautiful, completely inspectable. You can do this completely surrounded. There's no obvious indicators as to how this bell is ringing. Okay? The remote gives you a good distance away. It's got the time delay feature on there as well. They're going to give you plenty of teaching, plenty of ideas. Even the standard version comes with cards, so at least it comes with something besides just the bell itself, right? So they're already giving you a little piece of extra, but you can perfectly incorporate this into some of your other tricks, right? Alongside that, negatives. It is a little bit more expensive, but obviously it's electronic, needs to be more expensive, but you may think that this is priced more for the working professional. Obviously, you're doing this in a seated environment, right? You're doing this as a parlor show of some sort. This is not walk around magic, right? You're not doing this table hopping at restaurants, just carrying the bell with you as you go. it's not that kind, right? So I'm going to go back to, you need a routine. You need a routine. You need to tell a good story. You need a way to insert this bell into something that is scripted, has atmosphere. Otherwise, it could just come across as, oh, the bell rang, right? That could feel underwhelming. So it's just a bell that rings. You need to build and create the environment and the trick. You need to sell it. So this tool relies heavily on your acting and your creativity, okay? It's not necessarily a negative, it's just a fact. It's just the way it is, right? So maybe this is less approachable for beginners since it's got a high price tag and it's not exactly a self-working trick that just works by some sort of, mechanical button. Plus, I would also offer your performance style needs to fit the object, okay? So if your style doesn't include spooky or mysterious or some sort of mentalism vibes, maybe the bell itself doesn't fit your routine style, right? Your personality. But like I said, it's just a bell that rings, so you could make it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a spirit bell, right? You could transfer your power to them and make them ring the bell with their thoughts. You could do it something like that, right? There's probably lots of different ways you could take this, but just know at the end of the day, this is a prop that relies heavy on your style, personality, and the ability to craft a routine that fits this. But beautifully well made. They go above and beyond with teaching and the supplies and what they give you. It's a gorgeous prop and it does what it says. It works, right? It totally works. So big, huge thanks to Murphy's Magic for allowing me to have this so I can do the review for you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, and lastly, I would like to remind you that mine is not the only voice out there. When making a magic purchase, be sure to watch other review channels to get a well-rounded opinion. Please don't take my word for it. I am just one voice. There are plenty of other fantastic review channels out there, and you should be listening to all of them. I've included several of my favorite channels here, but I'm sure you know of a few others. Please do yourself a favor and subscribe and follow these talented people as well, so that you're always making the best purchase possible that fits your style and your character. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.